Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If it is your first time, thank you for tuning in. My name is Zonke Sithole. You can also follow me on Instagram at Zonke_Sithole, and please don't forget to subscribe. Now I know that it has been such a long time since I posted a video, and I'm sincerely sorry that I kept you guys in so much suspense as to what's next. But hey, let's let bygones be bygones. What matters is that I'm back by popular demand. Now I have a lot in store for you guys, but today I'd like us to focus on assertiveness and learning to say no to friends who bully us into doing things that we do not want to do, and to not allow what the society thinks of us, people's opinion, to dictate our own lives. So if you are battling to say no to people, this video is for you. Now I want us to discuss something very important that affects our lives, our self-esteem as people. You know, people's opinions, guys, they really affect us. I mean, people have an opinion about everything, from the way you look, the way you dress, who you interact with, who you're friends with, who you're dating, your family members, your lifestyle, your income, everything. They have an opinion about everything. Your religion. The list is endless, guys. People will just never be satisfied with what you're doing. If you don't do good in life, they criticize you. They say you're a bad person. If you do something nice, they will tell you that you think you're better than anyone and you're trying to show off. Which is really confusing, guys, because you end up not knowing this. What exactly are you expected to do that would actually shut people up? Well, the answer to that is nothing. You need to sit down with yourself and actually set boundaries that are right for you. Because remember, there are a lot of people that benefit if you don't set boundaries for yourself, because they think they can just walk all over you and have an opinion about your life and how you should live your own life. But if you decide that, you know what, I'm not going to let or allow people's opinion to dictate how I live my own life, you should just put a stop to that, because I don't think you would reach any of your goals if you allow people to have an opinion about your life and you actually allow them, to control you. You should be able to remain assertive, you should be assertive to a point that you don't take anything that comes from people. I know that there's quite a thin line between being assertive and being rude, because I've been, a victim of that, in varsity, where I had to be assertive and then other students viewed it as being rude. If you are an assertive person, people don't really like you, because it means you don't live up to their expectations. You live up to your own expectations. For example, if maybe you have to raise your opinions about something that maybe the whole class, or maybe at work, something that you need to vote on or to agree on. So if you deviate from the majority, most of the time you earn yourself a lot of enemies because you are trying to be different. I don't know if I'm making sense. So every time you stand your ground, most of the time, whether at work, at home, or maybe with your friendship groups or in a relationship, most of the time, if you stand your ground and set boundaries that I'm not doing this because of this and that, you are usually viewed as someone who is being very rude and not conforming to what the other person is expecting out of you. So I realized that people have an opinion about lives that they've never lived. You shouldn't have a say in somebody else's life because you've never lived a day in their lives. You don't know the battles that they are fighting. You are not aware of their background, how they grew up. Because I think your background and how you were molded as a child has a significant impact in how you turn out now. Because I think people are fighting a lot of inner battles in their heads that they don't talk about. They're just so busy with their daily routines to a point where they never notice as to who they interact with, or maybe you'd find that someone is at work, but psychologically they are still back in their childhood. They are fighting battles that you have no knowledge of in their present. So as a result, you tend to judge their decisions because you don't know what they're actually dealing with. I experienced this myself because sometimes I would be at work and busy thinking about something else that I'm supposed to be doing. Maybe I'm busy with my paperwork or my admin work or typing my report while my mind is running errands. Maybe I want to go to the shops. I'm thinking of things that I'm supposed to be doing. People are always in a battle. That's why there's a song that says we are in a constant battle in life, because there are so many things that are always running in our heads, in our unconscious mind. There's a lot, guys, that we need to be careful of, that we don't judge people for how they are, how they turn up, how their career is going. I think that is really not your place. You should know your place in people's lives. You should be able to learn to mind your own business, in as much as that sounds a bit rude. But I think you should drink water, guys, and sit down, because people are dealing with so many things that you have no knowledge of. So it's very important that when you approach people, I think you get to know them first, maybe at a personal growth, at a personal level. You don't have to be friends with them, of course. It's possible to observe someone from a distance, that what, this person, I think he or she is dealing with a lot right now, and I don't think I have a right to judge their decisions as to what they do and what they cannot do. It's really not your place. There are so many instances where we are under a lot of pressure. Maybe friends are planning a vacation, or so many things that they plan at work or with friends in December, and let's say you don't have money to do that, but you like to spend time with those people. I think that's where the problem starts, because if you state that, you know what, guys, I don't have money, my finances are not going well, so I will not be able to make it to your vacation or to your party or whatever. There will always be this person that will tell you that, oh, but it's just once a year, you should do it. If it does not work for you, you must always learn to be assertive and say, you know what, I can't do it because I'm still busy renovating at home, or I'm doing something else. I've observed that as we are growing up, we come from different homes, so it's difficult for other people to understand where you come from, because their families, they have all the right things that you don't have. Some of us are building from scratch, no connections, nothing. So every time you get money, you're always thinking of your family and the things that you want to change. You don't get a chance to be a slay queen on Instagram, drive expensive cars, because you understand your own background as to where you come from. I think that is when assertiveness should come into play. Just learn to isolate yourself from things that will end up exploiting you, because I don't think it's a good thing to spend money and then when you come from that excitement or vacation, you end up crying because you have to come back to your own reality now, after being happy with friends and all of that, and then they have to go back to their normal lives and you are going back to your miserable life because you were so concerned about pleasing them and their expectation. I think it's really important to actually stand your grounds in situations like that, especially with the festive season coming, guys. I know that there's a lot of pressure, people lost their jobs and all of that, and in the contrary, other people didn't lose their jobs. It's actually going nicer to them. They have wonderful families that are supportive. People are going to be coming back home with nothing. Maybe their cars are repossessed and all of that. I think we should be accommodative to such situations, because I know that there are always those friends that are respected in the friendship groups because they have everything. I think you should be able to draw the line. If this friendship is not meeting any of your expectation, or is not emotionally fulfilling to you anymore, I think it's best that you just stay away from it, because if it's not meeting your needs, then what's the point of staying in that friendship? I think you need to remain assertive as to, guys, it was nice knowing you, but really I feel that I'm not benefiting anything from this friendship, because instead it is emotionally taxing. Because some people can be very draining, guys. Like, really, we need to be mindful of who we mingle ourselves with, because we tend to be friends with people because of the nice things they have, forgetting the fact that at the end of the day, you're gonna end up longing for that life, because you also like nice things for yourself. So as a result, you tend to neglect and forget about your background as to where you come from, and actually want to live this life of your new friend. So I'm not saying that we shouldn't be friends with people just because they are living their best lives, but I think we should be able to, to know our circle, to understand that, you know what, I don't mingle with such people because I'm avoiding this and that. Because at the end of the day, you're the one who's going to suffer and get exploited, because you are so desperate with pleasing people, of which is not right. There's an old adage that says umuntu ngumuntu ngabantu, which means as a human being you're supposed to interact. You are bound to interact with other people in order for you to reach out to your destination. It does not mean that that person that God has chosen to give you your blessing, you're supposed to praise that person. It's just that God is trying to show you that in this world, in order for you to make it, you need to have the right attitude towards life and towards people, and the correct manner of approach. Because sometimes you find that a person is so talented, but for the mere fact that they are not able to communicate the right way with other people, they end up failing themselves, because they cannot have a good attitude towards other people. So that is why it is important for you to have the right attitude towards others. Now, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in to the discussion. I hope it was beneficial, because I know that out of a million words that can be said, there's always that one thing that touches your heart. Thank you so much, guys, for your amazing support to my channel. And please keep on subscribing and follow me on Instagram at zonke_sithole. Bye.